Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading, and today is November 13th, 2024, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the U.S. markets plus other markets retreating after hitting all-time record highs. But first, look at today's major economic events. So 3:30 South African time. Out of the United States, we have a very important core price index CPI number coming out. Now, in addition, today we have tech giant Cisco coming out with their quarterly earning reports. Now, looking at the market, starting out with the Forex symbols, the US dollar continues to advance versus the major pairs. And as we look at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ retreating. Looking at commodities also, gold and oil retreating. And as we look at the stocks, really mixed. But most of the stocks really retreating as well. And lastly, look at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin retreats as well. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Euro USD. Why am I starting here? Because it's hitting some major support levels and it's breaching them quite quickly with some momentum. And with that said, we're hitting a certain support level, second support level at 106.10, and we're right there. We're looking at a weekly chart, as you can see here. So this is super important. If we do breach this, next level is 105.06. It's just one to the next. And if we breach that, we could go back to 1-2 parity with the euro to the dollar once again. That's major news. Now looking at the GBP USD, also the dollar getting stronger here to 127, and this also hitting a level that's super important because we're crossing over the 200-day moving average, which is very important. Now jumping into the Japanese yen as well, you can see this as well, decreasing itself versus the dollar. Now remember, the currency pairs are shifted here. It's not the foreign currency and then the US dollar. It's the US dollar first. So that's why if it goes higher, it means the Japanese yen is getting weaker. Okay, and that's truly happening right here as well. Now jumping into commodities also, on the downside, gold continues to retrace. Now I would give it about a 50% retracement, and I said this from before, 40 to 60%. And we talked about breakouts yesterday on our live video on Facebook, and this is really just a classic tale of it because this is a breakout. And then you expect it to retrace about 40 to 50%, and surely enough, that's what's going to be happening. Now, looking at crude oil at the bottom of its range, remember we do have support at $66, so we still have some supportish level around this area. Now, jumping into the U.S. markets, all right, Dow Jones did retrace yesterday, not by big, but enough to really call it a retracement, right? About 500 points, 300 points between, the previous day. So it's a decent retracement, okay? Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. This is all natural. This is okay. This is good. Why? Because ultimately, things can't go up forever. You have to have a pullback to test it to see if it's really a rally or is it just a spike. And this is when, it really makes a difference how we're going to respond to it. Now, remember, we're hitting all-time record highs right before we're going into Thanksgiving. Between Thanksgiving and December, generally speaking, we are very bullish. And, making transitions from one presidency to another presidency is a big deal because, you think that, Donald Trump is just sitting around. He's not. He's already coming up with, actionable, legislation that he's going to pass the first day he becomes president. And with that said, the economy is going to be affected by it from day one. And the market's already anticipating it. So you have all these factors that are coming in, and this is super important. Now, looking at the stocks, now, what does it mean for the stocks? All right, so the biggest stock that was really, on everybody's eye just recently has been Tesla, right? Tesla breaking out from our multi-week range, okay? Since 2022, we haven't broken above 308, and we finally break above 308. And now we're testing it to see if it does hold this 328-ish level, if it's going to retrace back to it and then bounce up. Let's see if it does happen, okay? This is super important. Now looking at Amazon, also just off of its highs, super strong, okay? So that part of the economy is still super strong. JP Morgan consolidating here, okay, as well. Microsoft actually increasing here just a little bit, okay, yesterday. So it got a little bit of an advance yesterday. So it has some strength there. NVIDIA up on the day, 146, just off of its all-time record highs by $1, not even $1.50. Super strong, okay, as it's making its way higher as well. Now lastly, let's take a look at Bitcoin. After hitting 89,000, I can't even believe I'm saying it, $89,000 of Bitcoin. Could you imagine just about 10 years ago where we were and where we are right now? Just look at that crazy chart. We were at $1,000 and today we're at 89,000. What a return. Unbelievable. Okay, so let's just digress here, right? So we did retrace. We have a supporters level at 86,600, so keep that in mind. We've been bouncing off of it. So that's really my go-to for right now until we break in either direction, all right? We're going to be consolidating once again, okay, between its high of 89,000 and 86,000, and we're smack in the middle of that right now, so keep that in mind. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.